Hello, welcome to another wiki procedure, and today we are going to look on how you can register as a National Industrial Training Authority registered training provider in Kenya. Down here below, we have given you a link which is going to direct you to our wiki procedure website page, where we have given you detailed information on how you can register with the National Industrial Training Authority as a training provider. And on our right hand side of our screen, we have given you a select language option, which you can select a language which is easy for you to comprehend. And by selecting that language, for example Swahili, all the information on our wiki procedure website page will be translated to the language of your choice, and you'll be able to read through the information with ease. And you can easily revert back to English by once again clicking on English, and everything will be translated back to English. We have also included links to the documents which you're going to use to make the application, and you can easily download this document by clicking on this link right here and also down here. And we are going to go through this document as we move on with the presentation. The document being the application form for registration and renewal of NITA registered training providers. We're going to go through the documents to see the application fees, how to fill it. We are going to go through a checklist of the required documents which you're supposed to attach, and we are going to also mention where you're supposed to submit the duly filled application form. And we have also included external links to other websites where you can visit and get guidelines on how to make the registration, and you can get more information by clicking on these external links. And we are going to go through all these as we move on with the presentation today. But before we move on with the presentation, I will urge you to go ahead and click on the subscribe button and click on the like button on our YouTube page, so you can get notifications when we upload more YouTube videos. So let's get back to our presentation. And the list of items which are going to cover in this session include the need for registration with NITA, that is the National Industrial Training Authority, the eligibility, the required documents, steps to follow in making the applications, the fees, the validity period, the processing time, office location and contact information, and any other information that we may find relevant on how to make the application for registration. So welcome to our presentation today, which is brought to you by wikiprocedure.com. Need for registration with the National Industrial Training Authority. The registration is a quality assurance process conducted by the National Industrial Training Authority, indicating that a training provider is capable of providing high quality training in a safe and sound environment. NITA oversees the quality assurance of training provided to industrial training levy contributing employers, where such employers may in turn claim reimbursement of approved training costs. The eligibility criteria are as follows. Training providers should be businesses or organizations locally registered or incorporated. And if registered under the Business Name Act, the name must reflect the training functions, and the physical address on the certificate must tally with the application form. If incorporated under the Company Act, the memorandum and articles of association should explicitly state training as a core business. If registered under any other act, the Constitution must reflect training as one of its aims and objectives, and must establish and incorporate a training entity with its own full-time chief trainer and resource persons. Organizations established by an act of parliament for purposes other than training but mandated to carry out training must establish and incorporate a training entity, and the entity should have its own full-time chief trainer and resource persons. The required documents are as follows. Registration or incorporation certificates, PIN and VAT certificate, memorandum and articles of association if the entity is registered under the Company Act, registered constitution, then a National Industrial Training Authority registration certificate, NITA payment receipt, registered lease or sublease or title deed of their physical address, appointment letter of the lead trainer, the CV or curriculum vitae of the lead trainer, the ID or passport of the lead trainer, academic and professional certificates of the lead trainer, appointment letter for full-time resource persons, CV for all full-time resource persons, ID, passports for all full-time resource persons, academic and professional certificates for all full-time resource persons, contractual agreement for all part-time resource persons, CVs for all part-time resource persons, ID cards and passports for all part-time resource persons, academic and professional certificates for all part-time resource persons, work permits, documents for any foreign resource person, institution training profile, and support documents for past trainings. The steps to follow while making their application are as follows. The applicant or institution should fill the application form for registration and renewal for the National Industrial Training Authority, registered training providers from NITA/PIT 6, and the applicant should pay the requisite and refundable application fee of 12,000 Kenyan shillings, and the fees are payable at the KCB NITA account, which is number 11025888075 in the industrial area branch. And then the applicant is then required to submit the duly filled application form, the required documents and payment receipt to the NITA offices. And the applicant, an application for registration will be paid in an impromptu fact-finding visit at the physical premises by an assessment team for NITA. So once you have submitted your duly filled application form and payment receipt, expect a visit from the assessment team or from NITA to come and verify if your physical premises meet the requirements of the NITA regulations, and to see if you can provide safe and sound training to candidates. And the assessment visits will be regulated by the NITA calendar and schedules, and NITA shall communicate to the applicant in writing on registration status within 30 days of the visit. So after they have made the visit to your premises, expect communication about your registration status within 30 days, and registration shall be valid up to 15th of March of the following year. So the registration status is usually 1 year, and you're required to make a renewal after every 1 year. So it's also advisable for when you want to make a renewal, make it at least 30 days before the 15th of March. So an applicant who does not qualify for registration may appeal to the Director General within 30 days of notification at no cost. A second appeal will attract a payment of a non-refundable registration fee, which is half of the initial registration fee of 12,000, and any subsequent appeal will require the applicant to appear before the Director General Committee upon payment of the non-refundable registration fee. The decision of the committee shall be final, and all appeals should be made in writing. A registered training provider shall be required to complete an application form to renew the registration by 15 months the following year. Any applicants who fail to renew by these dates will be required to pay to apply for a new registration. So let's go ahead and have a quick look at how the application document looks like. And this is the application form for registration and renewal. So you have been given information about the application fees for first-time applicants and for renewal. You've also been given the bank accounts here. You'll be given a section to read through and make a declaration. You're supposed also to tick which type of application of training you want to provide, and you need to note that for every training you want to provide, you need to fill a separate form. So if it's defensive driving, you're going to submit this one form. If you want to provide defensive driving and first aid, you're supposed to fill 2 forms, and the second form you just tick first aid. Fill in the particulars of your organization, the physical address, particulars of the proprietors, the lead trainers particulars, resource team, the contract and a full-time, the part-time and the contract resource team, the type of training which you have provided within the last year, and run through the checklist to see that everything you have everything, all of these documents, and make sure you have certified them before they are submitted. So let's go through. The fees, as we had already mentioned, is 12,000 shillings. Validity period is 1 year. Processing time is usually 1 month. Office location of NITA, they're located at Commercial Street Industrial Area, and you can visit them through their website of www.nita.go.ke. Other information is that training is a functional and operational arrangement requirements is that the training establishment must have and in place evident functional and operational arrangements dedicated towards meeting the training objectives of industry workforce. This include an operational physical office, a separate access where the facility is within a residential premises. It should be separate from the living quarters. Okay, relevant tools, equipment, materials, and requisite resources for the training. Record of past training conducted by the organization within the last 2 years. Also, the training provider shall on application submit the curriculum or course content for the course on offer to the NITA, indicating the following: the target group for training, the course outline, the objective, course durations, and expected outcomes. So thank you for watching. Once again, I urge you to go ahead and click the like button, click the subscribe button, and wish you all the best in your application. And you can go through our wiki procedure if you have any other query, and you can find all the information has been detailed. So just go through the form, make sure every other requirement has been outlined here, and it's quite a straightforward form, and you can easily fill it and submit it to the National Industrial Training Authority, so you can be registered as a training provider. So once again, thank you for watching. Click this like button and the subscribe button, and I wish you all the best in your quest to be registered as a training provider by NITA. So have a wonderful day.